Hello, YTPC. Joshua Stewart, smoking a pipe up north in the woods. Today, I'm going to talk just a little bit about what team freedom, and freedom in general, means to me. This is, I guess, somewhat of a response to Piper Dave 2023. He put that out there a couple days ago. I've been kind of pondering and a lot of what he said in his video, and I've watched a couple other guys do theirs too, and I mean, that all makes a lot of sense, but I think one thing that hasn't been touched upon, at least in the videos that I saw, was freedom also means freedom to fail. And this has been touched on a little bit. I just want to go just a little bit more in depth, I think. Because without the freedom to fail, your freedom to succeed is limited. Now, going back just a little bit, probably up until 10 or 15 years ago, I had a little bit different mentality on what freedom is and what freedom should be than I do now. Because the more as I've seen how the world works versus how it should work, my perception has evolved. Because without the freedom to fail, say it limits your freedom to succeed, and it dilutes success. Because if nobody can fail, everybody succeeds. Success doesn't mean as much when everybody succeeds. Kind of that whole everybody gets a trophy thing. And when everybody gets a trophy, it doesn't mean as much. Because if the guy that didn't put any effort in gets a trophy, and the guy that worked his butt off to be successful gets a trophy, it doesn't mean as much to either of them. So, and I think one of the things that I heard, like say that 10 or 15 years ago, that really struck a chord with me was a quote that I believe is credited to Ben Franklin. I don't have it in front of me. I'm going to do my best paraphrase of it. But something to the effect that those who will sacrifice freedom for safety will have neither, or something to that effect. And I thought about that because at the time there was some memes going around, and I never was on Facebook or anything, but these were things that were emailed to me, about, you know, not to let your freedoms be eroded away, that even if you disagree, if it limits the freedom, you should stand against it. Which at first I thought, well, you don't want people being stupid. Well, you don't want people being stupid, but kind of going back to the same thing at the time, I was one of the people of the philosophy that there should be a law against that. And I'm coming more and more of the opinion that we don't need a law against that. We just need to let people suffer the consequences of their actions a little more. Now, just like everything, there's exceptions to the rule. But by and large, modern society, especially in the last couple of decades, it seems like society as a whole is trying to not let people do those actions that they suffer the consequences for. Kind of brings me to another thought, because I didn't make any notes or anything. I'm just rambling off the top of my head with this, so stuff is going to be kind of helter-skelter and all over the place. But I watch some of the primitive living and homesteading type channels on YouTube. And one of them that I've watched off and on for a few years is An American Homestead, which when they started out, it was very much a homesteading channel, but since Zach's wife passed away a few years ago, he's become a little bit more on the commentary end rather than the how-to type stuff. And one of the phrases that he says, that he sells t-shirts that say it, says, "Stupid should hurt. If stupid hurt more, there'd be a lot less stupid." And like I said, there's exceptions to every rule, but by and large, he makes a good point. Kind of like if you're a kid and you're told not to put your hand on the hot stove, you won't realize it until you actually do it, and you say, "Oh, I'm not going to do that again." And yeah, you might get some scarring, and it might hurt for a while, and it will hurt like hell for a while. But you learn not to do that stupid thing or stupid things like it again, and you move on, and you grow from it. It seems like, unfortunately, we're losing that more and more. So otherwise, if you haven't watched it, watch Piper Dave 2023. I'm sure most of you guys that are watching my video already watched his. But for the most part, I agree with the things that he was saying. speaking of the Piper, Dave 2023. No. I don't want to just blindly follow, the latest fad either, because I'm very much a person who does not follow fads. If pipe smoking was a fad, I would probably avoid it. But the freedom, we need to, I believe we need to be conscious of anything that takes our freedom away, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's not our own freedom, if it takes somebody else's freedom away. Eventually they're going to come for my freedoms. Oh, I'm starting to ramble again. I was so proud the other day I kept my video under 10 minutes. Well, right at 10 minutes. But so much for that. But anyway, today I got my Lozano estate pipe. It was gifted to me by a friend of mine. I've shared it on here before. I don't know anything about the Lozano brand name, but it's actually a pretty nice little pipe. No filter, and it's one of the few pipes that I have that doesn't have a filter or a stinger or anything like that. It's just a regular old pipe. But in it, I've got my first bowl that I've ever tried of Peterson Irish Cask. I gotta say, this is another one that's pretty decent. Yesterday I had that University Flake. I think it was, yeah, the Peterson University Flake, because I got a bunch of Peterson blends in lately. And that one is definitely a top 10. I had another half a flake of that earlier before I had this. There is just a little nick hit in that University Flake, so half a flake is about all I can handle without getting to the point of being uncomfortable with it. This Irish Cask, it's pretty decent too. I don't know if it's quite a top 10, but it's up there. Now, just for some context, between the tins that I've bought and the samples that have been either swapped or traded or given to me, and all the little 1 ounce bulk samples that I have, I think I've got right around 100 different blends. Actually, with that stuff that Jesse from Jess Piping sent the other day, I'm pretty sure I'm well over 100 right now. Different blends. Not that I have 100 tins, but yeah, this Irish Cask is pretty decent. And I didn't get any when I ordered all my Peterson stuff here, but I should have gotten some Irish Flake too. That sounds like it would be pretty good. I'm finding that a lot of the flake blends I do really like, especially the Virginia based ones. What does this Irish cask have in it? Cavendish and Burley. A little bit of Preak. So I thought I didn't like Preak, but after that Escudo, and if this has a little bit of Preak, maybe I do like it. I don't know. Or maybe I didn't last week and I do this week. Could be. Who knows? So anyway, what freedom means to me is, well, among other things. I mean, there's a whole, I could make a 2 hour long video, but I'm just kind of trying to address, like I said at the beginning, what I haven't really seen in detail on some of the other ones that have come out in the last day or two. Freedom to fail. If you have the freedom to fail, you're going to try a lot harder to not fail, which increases your chance of success, which makes success all the more sweeter. And there goes my public school education grammar again. But so anyway, we rambled on long enough. We're getting, oh yeah, we're blew past the 10 minutes long ago. Joshua Stewart, smoking a pipe up north in the woods. Although, like I said, we're down south in the shop again. But oh, if all goes well, hopefully I will go up north in the woods tomorrow for a few hours. We've got our little old camper stored up there. I'm hoping to take that to the swap meet next week, and hoping to see Bill Keach there and anybody else. I'll be there probably on Thursday morning, maybe Wednesday night, depending on how things work out. But anyway, Joshua Stewart, smoking pipe up north in the woods. This is it for real this time. Have a good day.